2014, their debut album, Collabro, the mighty Collabro and their version of Let It Go. So they won Britain's Got Talent in 2014, swept to victory, won £250,000, plus, of course, that much coveted slot on the Royal Variety Show. As I say, their debut album, Stars, was a huge success, platinum selling, the fastest selling album for a debut act at the time, got to #1. And in June of last year, their second album, Act 2, did similarly brilliant stuff, went platinum as well. Their 2016 tour includes a visit to Oxford's new theatre on March the 28th. That's Monday, March the 28th. They are Collabro. They are Michael, Richard, Jamie, Matt and Tom. We have with us down the line now from somewhere in London, Richard and Tom. Good morning, guys. How are you?
Morning.
Was that introduction all right? Did I get everything in?
That was a fabulous introduction.
Well, actually, we've got nothing left to talk about.
We haven't. I tell you what, impressed me. I hope it impressed you.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of shocked at what we've managed to achieve.
Listen, really good of you to join us this morning. I thought you were in Essex. I said Essex earlier. You were performing in Essex last night, but you were just telling me off air you managed to get home to your own beds.
Yeah, we're actually going back to Essex tonight to do another gig, but it's always nice to come back home and sleep in your own bed,
Going
isn't
back
it?
to Southend.
Yeah.
Oh, 2 nights in Southend.
Yeah, 2 nights, double header.
Oh, right. Well, why didn't you just stay in Southend last night? Go out on the town, you know, a bit of rock and roll behaviour and stay.
Oh no, it's more like some honey and lemon and then get into bed.
But then I may not have turned up for this incredible interview.
Yeah.
Oh, well, listen, it's very kind of you to turn up. I must admit, after doing a gig last night and no doubt getting to bed quite late, really good of you to join us live this morning. How's the tour going and how is it all going generally? And you said you have nothing left to talk about. Well, we've got loads to talk about because presumably it's been a bit of a whirlwind the last 2 years.
Yeah, you know what, it's been absolutely mad. If you said, you know, in 2 years you're going to be headlining your own tour, you'll have 2 albums, we wouldn't have believed you. We've been doing normal jobs since then. You know, I was working in a Japanese restaurant, Richard.
I was busking and doing a bit of labouring, so, you know, it's a complete life change for both of us.
Yeah, it was absolutely insane. But to you know, go out every night on tour and just to sing for a living, rather than, you know, a hobby, make your hobby your actual job is incredible.
And just to put people in the picture completely, you kind of got together through friends and social media, is that right? And you met, the first meeting was in a pub, and like a month later you're auditioning for Britain's Got Talent.
Yeah, I mean, 2 of the guys knew each other beforehand, and then they sort of had this idea, pushed it out on Facebook and Twitter, met through mutual friends, and they actually found me, Richard, on YouTube singing Bring Him Home. Then we all met up in London for about a week, and then decided to go for Britain's Got Talent, and that was that, really.
Whose idea was that, and did the rest of you say, don't be silly, we've only been together for a few weeks, how can we possibly do that?
I think we just all sung together for the first time. It was actually Bring Him Home we sung together above a pub, and it just sort of clicked, and we all went, oh, you know what? We could actually push this a bit further. How's the quickest way we can get our music to a huge amount of people, you know, millions? Britain's Got Talent was the answer.
And in all honesty, did you think, well, we can go and do it, and if we get through the heats, that's fine. The auditions, that's great. We're not going to win it, but it's going to give us some great experience, and we can go on then, and we can get a definite direction for ourselves from that.
Well, yeah, you know, because musical theatre isn't huge in pop culture, we really didn't know how it was going to go down. So we didn't know if we were going to get, you know, buzzed in the first 5 seconds or something. We were panicking backstage, actually, because the buzzer is 10 times louder than you hear on the actual show on TV. It takes you by surprise, it really does. So it makes you a bit nervous. But we got out there, and thankfully everybody loved it.
And was there an instant rapport between you guys when you first met, and also an instant musical rapport? I mean, you all knew the direction that you wanted to go in, yeah?
I think that's something that really stood out for us. It's always been like that since day one, if not stronger now, you know, 2 years down the line since we met. So, you know, I think that's really what held it all together, especially when we get, you know, you win the programme, like none of us have ever been on TV before, and then we win the programme, we have that, you know, great slot on the Royal Variety performance, we got the money, but then we also got a record deal, and suddenly we're just chucked into this sort of limelight in the deep end, and we all had to just come together and, you know, try and make the best out of a situation that none of us really knew anything about.
I should actually have said, who's that talking? Is that Richard talking?
It is Richard.
It is Richard. Yeah, I thought it was. Okay, well, Tom, you pick up from there then, because all of that happened, and that was brilliantly explained, Richard. Thank you. Then Simon Cowell gets involved, and Simon obviously has looked after you very well. But did it suddenly feel like when Simon was involved and you won Britain's Got Talent, crikey, we've taken a step here that we didn't quite expect to take?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. When we got together, we initially were just like, we'll make a bit of extra money doing cruises or corporate gigs. And then suddenly we were doing Britain's Got Talent, and then suddenly we'd won it. And then suddenly, actually, after that, we had in our diary just meeting with Psycho. And that was it. No explanation. That was it. So we went in for this, inverted commas, meeting with Psycho. And they just started talking about the album as if, it was already a thing and they already decided it. And we were just going, oh, it's actually happening. This is real. It still doesn't seem real, to be honest with you.
And you mentioned money, Tom. The money's been okay so far, is it, Richard? Better than busking in Brighton?
I'd say a lot better than busking in Brighton, I can tell you that.
We can pay our rent now.
You can afford to eat tonight, is that right?
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
Exactly.
Listen, it's all going really well, and congratulations to the whole group. This is a question, just a quick question, and either Tom or Richard can answer this. How do you describe what you do? How would you describe what it is that you do? Your genre. What genre are you?
It's musical theatre, but 5-part harmony. When we first got together, that was one of the things that really kind of brought us together. When you share harmony like that, and from the get-go, it just brings you close together as people and as friends. So we kind of have an individual style. We take pop songs and give them that Collabro twist. So I think we really have a musical theatre style all of our own.
And is there a leader, guys? Is there a leader, or is this a true democracy?
No, it's really quite even. I mean, we all bring something different to the table. Michael's a bit of an accountant, so he normally handles the money side. Tom's very chilled out. Jamie's very organisational. We've all got different roles in the group, and I think that that chemistry really works. I mean, if you want to come see it for yourself, 28th of March, it's going to be fantastic in Oxford. It's even bigger and better this year round. We've got some real great surprises, a load of new songs as well that we're trying out to see what people think. But yeah, no, please do come along.
Yeah, no, I was going to ask you exactly what people can expect when they go to the new theatre. As you say, Monday, March the 28th. I'll do all the details if you like. The box office number there is 0844 871 3020. That's 0844 871 3020. Or go online if you can, www.atgtickets.com/Oxford. www.atgtickets.com/Oxford. For Collabro at the new theatre, it's going to be a great gig. Just whet our appetite, the kind of things you're going to be performing on that night.
A lot of musical theatre. We've started to incorporate a bit of swing into our set as well, which is so fun and gets the audience kind of up on their feet. We've also got a couple of surprises, actually. We like to take pop songs and give them a bit of a turnaround with the Collabro sound. Collabro-esque sound.
Great.
It's in the diary, look it up.
Yeah. So that's going to be really fun. But if you want to know what those songs are, then
You've got to go.
you got to come to tour. Also, I got a very new piece of our set that we're very excited about. It's a big kind of show-stopping bit, so you really got to see it.
So a bit of set, so a bit of scenery.
A bit of our makeup.
Let's see if we can think what it is. Is it a full-scale model of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang?
Yeah, that's
We
you
actually
got it first time.
We ride straight over the audience. No, we don't.
Or is it something?
We come in on strings.
Is it something from Frozen? Is it a big ice castle? No, don't say.
You'll have to come and see it.
You'll have to go and find out.
It's spectacular.
It's
and
spectacular,
really,
they say.
A massive step up from last year.
All right, looking forward to it. Collabro, New Theatre Oxford, Monday, March the 28th. Sounds like a good one. By the way, just had a tweet from Lucia. Is it Lucia? Lucia, Lucia, who's listening in New Zealand.
Amazing.
And says hello to Richard and Tom. Lots of love from New Zealand, from Lucia to you guys. Fantastic. Listen, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Really appreciate it. I know you were out late last night working, and you're out tonight working as well. And we look forward to seeing you in Oxford at the New Theatre on March the 28th. See them all: Michael, Richard, Jamie, Matt, and Tom. But Richard and Tom from Collabro. Thanks, guys, and we'll play a bit more Collabro just ahead of the travel.